Story tonight, the military wants to build more telescopes on Haleakala to track an increasing number of satellites and other objects in space.
But many in the Native Hawaiian community and their supporters are rallying against it. Our Ben Gutierrez has more on a series of meetings that concluded tonight on the Valley Isle.
The U.S. Space Force is proposing a new space surveillance project atop Haleakala that it says is needed to provide data as the sky above us gets more crowded with satellites. This project is in its early stages, but it's already getting some stiff pushback at community meetings on Maui this week. The project, known as Amos Star, would track satellites and other space objects from a facility on the Haleakala summit. The Department of the Air Force wants to build up to 7 new telescopes and an optics lab on about an acre of land near the current Maui Space Surveillance Complex.
As more things are in orbit, more objects, there's more potential for collision, there's more potential for the traffic safety, right, is effectively kind of what that looks like. And so with more objects in space, you need more telescopes to more frequently track the objects in space.
The Air Force held 3 scoping meetings to get input from the community for a draft environmental impact statement. Tonight's meeting in Kihei drew hundreds, with nearly everyone who spoke opposed to the idea.
Tonight, I want to foremost reject their so-called alternatives that ironically leave no real alternative and instead outright disrespect the principle of consent. That is, when we say no, it means no.
The Air Force says the proposed telescopes won't go higher than 35 feet, well short of the current 184-foot-tall Daniel K. Inouye Solar Telescope, which drew protests during its construction. But the project, like the stalled 30-meter telescope on Mauna Kea, is drawing opposition from Native Hawaiians who consider Haleakala as sacred.
That mountain is my grandmother. That mountain is my family.
This project is not merely about stars and satellites. It is a continuation of the stellar colonial project.
The Space Force was criticized last year when 700 gallons of diesel fuel spilled into the soil from a malfunctioning generator at the Space Surveillance Complex. And officials say they've already heard a lot of objections surrounding the proposed telescopes in the earlier meetings.
A lack of comprehensive management plan for parties on the summit, desecration of sacred spaces, and mental, emotional, and spiritual effects felt by citizens.
Over the last 2 nights, I think it has been at least 99% no. Is that enough? If not, what will it take?
Those who aren't able to speak at this week's meetings have until June 7th to submit written testimony. We have more information on how to do that on our website. Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.